honestly, I feel as though like even if you step out on a maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but you can at the end of it, it's like 100% say to yourself, I know from the jump I tried my best
Mm-hmm.
and I put in as much as I could and I did what was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it didn't work out. At least I can live with that and that peace. That's saying this thing working out. At least I can say it's not me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Like, bro, my hairline is one part I actually hate sometimes because, like,
That's wild.
baldness is no, I don't like, bro. Like, I'm being very honest. Like, my hairline kills me. Like, it's not something I like to speak about. It's just like, yeah.
Nah, I feel you. I'm in the same place right now where like I don't know, man. Like I look at pictures of myself and I'm just like, bro. I
Do
mean,
you
this kind of
focus? Do
yeah,
you
go.
focus on the hairline more when you look at, like, when you are kind of insecure about a particular place or body, you're actually looking at it more than you think?
I won't like I don't think I'm insecure about it. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. It's actually going. Like it's actually leaving me. Like it's more like you're mourning it as it's happening.
That's insane.
That's what's happening for me. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. I must have been stressed for the last 3 years.
No, I
Like
think it's just. Could you move to the right a little? Like, move to the right this way, the other way, the other way.
this
Yeah,
way.
that way. Yeah, that way.
There
So
we
that you
go.
entered.
Uh-huh.
No, it's just more like it's acceptance that is key. But I also know that there's a place called Turkey.
Mad. Would you do it?
I'm actually deep in it. Like, there's no harm in doing
Seriously.
it, bro. There's actually no harm in doing it. Like, it's just because the one that they usually put in what do you call these places in barber shops is just like, okay, I
The
take one
spray.
shower.
The spray.
I t- I actually looked into getting into that thing, but I'm just like, every day I have to fix this thing.
I don't even like the spray. I actually don't. Like when I cut my hair, I told the barber not to put it. Well, at least
You
in
actually
childhood,
don't?
I don't like it because I'm just like I just know it's not real. So I'm just honestly me. If balding was if it's my destiny, I'll accept it.
No, I have
I,
accepted it. I tried going. I
as
went bald, and I was like, yeah, I still look pretty good for
as
my
long as
liking.
as long as the beard catches up, then like I will accept it. Like if I can grow a decent beard in the next like 3 years, and this thing keeps going back, I'll shave it off. I can see myself in my 30s with a skinhead.
Do you know who did that? That actually, like, I admire so much.
Who?
You should know the person.
Who?
Shaved his hair. It goes low cut. Osama, bro.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah.
actually did it, and I like enter my stream. I'm like, bro, I actually admire and aspire to actually take that kind of step because it's just like, bro,
I
he
feel like
actually grew his.
I feel
What
like the
happened,
first time I feel no, I feel like the first time you do it, you'll be like, ah man, I wish are you sure about this thing? But
bro?
then you're just like, "Ah, it's vibes, man. I don't know, man. Like I would do it. I honestly
I,
would. I can't.
bro, go ahead.
No, like when I used to take picture of myself, I used to do my hair like this, so I can try and imagine myself with that hairline. I
I'm
just raise my
crying.
head.
It still looks
Yeah,
very decent without hair. I think everyone eventually accepts it. Like the bald men that
yeah,
actually now grow beard are actually like those are good looking men. I'm not gonna lie, like, bro.
exactly. Plus, like when you
But
have kids and you're married, like you won't even be caring about that stuff,
bro,
man.
to be thinking about coming
Hairline.
here, I think the one thing I'm learning to do actually this year has been one thing is like really, really take care of myself. Like
Mm,
it's been a hard stuff, but it's like consistency is actually key because you actually see
mm.
differences of things. But taking care of your face, taking care of your skin, taking care of all those things, you actually,
Ah, what are
bro,
you doing for your what are you doing for your face?
what am I doing for my face? Like, I do the
The
skincare. Like, you wash.
scrubs. I doing the
I
scrubs.
I I don't do the scrub. I try to do the face wash every night.
The
Like,
cleanser.
this is it's cleanser. Then I
Uh-huh.
apply hyaluronic. Is it hyalur? It's not hyaluronic. Whatever it is, one
Say
acid like
acid.
that.
Acid.
One something hyaluronic acid. One acid like that. Then I apply
Eh,
vitamin C. Then I put in like the what's the last one again? moisturizer.
Let's
No, but
go.
it's not easy, bro. I'm actually like some
Every
days it's
night.
just. I mean, this is the most consistent. At the beginning of the year, I was just doing it once every month.
That's wild.
But
That's
it's
wild.
actually because it actually does help grow your beard. It actually helps like,
Yeah.
and it also helps like basically clean your pores because when I started growing my beard, when I started thinking of like, bro, when people used to make fun of me that I didn't have a beard, I actually started doing skincare, and that was what actually opened up the pores more than people think. Like that was in
Seriously.
2017.
Huh.
Like it literally just
Open
opened up
up
the
your
pores,
huh.
and that helps a
Interesting.
lot. So skincare might be the reason. Skincare was this people just be applying chemicals. There's another one that the people
Chemicals
apply.
crazy.
I won't call it
Beard.
chemicals for hair growth. I've forgotten the
Oh.
name of it. It's one popular one that everybody applies. I think it's my bathroom. I've forgotten.
Some people take pills for hair growth.
Yeah,
I don't
is hair really that important to a man though? I know taking care of your hair, like haircut, are actually like the makeup, as people say it is.
yes.
It is the makeup
Yes.
for men. So, but
It can
like,
change your destiny.
it can change your destiny. Because I just had a haircut like on Friday on Monday, and I'm like, okay, this makes a lot of difference. But
Bro.
I still see the hairline every single time. I'm just like,
Yeah, your headline. You guys have you have battle together. You are
I
fighting
know the
battles
first time I
together.
noticed my hairline was actually bad was when I was in secondary school. This was 2014.
That's wild, man.
I looked at it, I was like, what is going on here? Then acceptance
Uh
happened 2021 or 2022.
I think I'm still accepting. Like in my mind, I'm like, is I think it's this side. This is my right side.
Same.
I'm like, someone can just do a pattern like this and to look normal.
Bro, exactly my own too. Mine is like, if people can see it on the picture, mine actually looks like it's empty there. It's
Yours
actually
is not even
empty.
that bad. Like
No,
in the front, you have like the front that shows like. It,
but it's the sides.
but I'm like, you can
There's
just do
no
a
hair on my
fade.
side.
You can
That's
just do
why I
a
do
fade.
fade. That's why I do
Eh.
fade. But on my side here, like on my side here, nothing.
I feel like I would rather have your own than mine. Because
How?
even bro, even when I bend my head, like even this other side now is starting to eat up, and I'm seeing, bro, I have
Oh, then that
edges.
means that.
Dude, I have edges, man.
How of edges? Lay it now, God in
I'm
heaven, bro. No, it's the same thing for me because mine is eating up. I think it's because I just got a haircut.
okay.
Like it's just because you can't see it. But in real, if you look, you can see it. I just give a screenshot. I just give a snapshot of how it is. But that's how it is like right now. Like it is what it is. Boldness is
It
the
really
calling.
is, man.
I'll go bald,
Bro.
and nobody will
Honestly,
beat me.
man. Honestly, man. I feel like when every time I see it's just grieving. I'm just grieving it now. It's a slow process. When the thing eventually they'll just come a day in the barber, I'll just say, hey man, you know how they do like the different numbers for like the trim. I
Step
think
one.
right now, I'll be doing two. And then like I've reduced it to 1.5 now. They'll just come in there and say, guy, just use this thing, just scrape it off.
So are you talking about proper baldness like Skodo?
Depends, oh,
Or having
depends.
no hair at all?
I think no hair. I won't say bald like clean like that. Just no hair. I think it will fit me because I have like the back of my neck is I have layers there, so it looks like a rich man. Like so I think I think it will fit me honestly. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Bruh.
We'll cross that bridge when we
I,
get there.
anyways, well, I might the one with the introduction. I'm rusty. I haven't done this in like
We haven't done this in probably since Feb when we're back in Calgary. But we haven't done virtual since the beginning of the year.
yeah, we haven't done virtual since the beginning of the year. I don't even think about recording podcasts anymore. All I've been doing is just
That's
mostly
wild.
like, bro. I actually just like I know my work is basically
That's
it's
wild.
been a whole different thing because like right now I have literally okay. I guess I'm about to expose myself. I've been working a lot of things. I've built my portfolio. I have my website. If anyone wants to go and check
Shit.
it, my website is
Shit.
davidadelaja.com. You can go and check it out right now.
Shit.
This feels like a beg, but apparently I guess I need to just put my distance there.
Plug.
So basically, I've been working on the portfolio for video and like more media stuff,
O'Shea,
and it's all
even though I'm
there.
checking it.
So that's one of the things I've been working on. So anytime anybody tells me to come and record a podcast,
Wow.
it's actually real, right? It's actually
Wow.
live.
Guy, is this you worshiping? I don't understand this picture that you put.
It's me worshiping with the camera there.
That's nice. Wow, David Oluwafunto Adela. This is actually nice, bro. I won't lie.
Yeah,
It's actually nice. I like the color scheme. O'Shea, and then there's release pod there.
yeah. It
And that
links
links to
out.
yeah, O'Shea. This is cool, man. This is cool. Wow. I want to be
So
like you. I
that's,
want to be like you when I grow up.
bro. Don't even do that. That was meant to be done in March. I finally
Nah,
did it in May because,
I want
like,
to be like
bro.
you when I grow up, man. Wow, look at all the video samples. Look at the O'Shea Gelly Pop episode is there too, Safe. Wow, guys. Me I want to be like Funto.
Why?
Yeah. Me I want to be like Funto. I don't have social media, this thing.
It's just a website, bro. What do you mean by that,
It's nice.
bro?
So wow. Look at I do media. Funti's media portfolio. Oh, somebody make me portfolio. Me too. Actually, I have a website. Is workingsmadi.wix.
Bro, making a website is expensive, bro. Like, bro, every
Bro.
single time. Like, the thing is that actually, I gave it to. There's this app called Fiverr, where you can actually just
Oh, you
sort.
you
Yeah, so
that's
someone did it for
wise.
me all from
That's wise.
Bangladesh for
That's
$100.
that's actually wise.
Then I
That's
actually
actually
now
really smart.
then I paid for a few other things like the
Like
hosting and
hosting.
name. That was like another 80. So overall, like $200 I used to fix the website and all of that.
That's
Well,
actually
it's been
nice.
a long thing, like just finishing up. But anyways, I think I just need to ask, like, it's halfway through the year. How is everyone doing? How are you doing,
Yeah,
bro?
yeah. How's everyone doing? Guys, audience, take mic.
We're both of us are back, and I think it's just a point of just being like, bro, I don't want to be here today to record because I'm actually very exhausted. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm not mentally here. Well, I'm
like,
mentally here, but it's not really.
but I
I'm
think it's
here.
just, I think the fact we made it here and nothing else stopped us. Like, God wants something to
Yeah.
happen. So,
True. I'm good, man. Well, I'm good. It's June. That's wild. Yeah, lots has happened this year. Lots of things are changing. Um, for people who are on the pod, it's like Shy Town is where Ola will be situated for the forthcoming future.
Shy
So
Shy Town.
yeah. Oh, I told you now. I got localized. So
Oh no, you said Shy Shy Town. I
sorry,
was
don't mind me.
that's what Yoruba thing you just did there. You're from Shy Town. I was like, are you shy? Like, why shall I?
uh,
So it's Chai Town you're talking about.
yeah, Chicago. Sorry,
Chirac.
Chirac. Yeah, actually, more like Naperville, Illinois. But like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, um, I'm a U.S. employee now, which is wild, which is just insane,
Mado.
bro. It's just insane, man. Like,
So
I feel
like,
like
Canada is
yeah,
not seeing your backlight anymore. That's what you're trying to say
I've
for the
terminated
foreseeable.
my I've terminated my employment with the Canadian corporation, and I now work for their US organization. So yeah,
Wow.
it's kind of crazy. I won't lie. Like I feel like I think about this whole story about my job, man. You know the wild thing about this job. For anybody who knows my story, I didn't apply for this job. So that's just the crazy part. But yeah, like lots have happened this year. Settling into actually one thing I want to say, I'm so grateful for like my church. I'm so grateful for like my church community, man. Like the young
It's
adults.
Chirac.
Yeah, man.
Chicago. Stop.
Shout out SCC, man.
That's amazing. Considering
Bro,
where we're coming from.
dude, I was talking to my dad yesterday, and I was telling him like, man, I feel like I've been begging and praying to God, like to like be part of a church with like, like a strong young adult group, like just a lot of people, just people I can connect with and whatnot, and it's funny how it's taking 3 years, but like I'm really grateful, man. I feel like it's been such a blessing. My church has been such a blessing to my life. But yeah, it's been a good year, I would say, so far. Interesting year. I feel as though a lot of growth spiritually, a lot of growth mentally, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of battles, just life, but
Mm-hmm.
while here, man, like, yeah, yeah. I think one thing I'm learning in this life is discretion.
Discretion is
Uh,
key, bro. Not everybody needs
yeah,
to know.
yeah. One thing I'm learning in this life is discretion. But yeah, all I'll say it's like it's been an interesting year. I feel as though I feel like how like you look forward to like a lot of the episodes before we've always spoken about the promise and like wanting to get there and like
Mm-hmm.
just all the things that involve and like just being in the middle place. I feel like I'm in the point in my life now, just everything that's happened, God just really wants me to actually like sit in this place and just like actually like you have all these visions, you have all these things that you want to do, you have plan for your life, you want you know like you want to write book, you want success in your career, you want to marry, you want children, all these kind of things. And I feel like for the first time in my life, I feel like I've had to be humbled by God to be like sit down and just like be here,
Shout out Prophet Kendrick Lamar.
bro, just like sit down and be here. Like don't obsess too much about the destination, man. Just be here. And that's been an interesting journey for me. Well, I wouldn't say it's a journey. I'm literally just discovering it right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to deal with what that looks like to just be, um, and just trust. Actually, like fully trust God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, that I'll be fine and that He's taking care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I'm just in kind of like a kind of enjoying my life season.
That's good.
Trying to figure out how to enjoy my life season. I'll say trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out because I haven't hacked anything, man.
So you don't know how to enjoy your life.
I won't lie, man. My life for the last 3 years, it's felt like work. It's felt like work.
So you feel like one of those people who have reached the pinnacle and you're like, okay, what's this?
I don't even know if it's pinnacle, man. I just feel like
You've reached a good
I reached
point.
a I reached a point where it's like, bros, you'll be fine. Like you'll be fine. Like calm down. Like it's great that like you built all these habits and you have all these systems that work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, like try and enjoy what's happening this season. Like enjoy yourself. Enjoy what is about to unfold. Um, So yeah, I don't know, man. That's what's going on with me. It's so funny. I think legit probably since I don't even know if we've this year in particular. You and I have just yarned.
Yeah, we have it because it's been extra, extra busy.
Yeah, it's been a year.
On my part, it's just been a lot of work,
Mm,
like physically, mentally, emotionally, social. Like, bro, I don't even know. I'm trying to rest, but I can't because it just feels
mm,
like for the first time I have to just put in the work. Like, if
mm,
anything, I believe I just need to start taking control of certain things where
mm,
it's just like you want something, you need to start going for it, basically. Like,
mm,
you can trust God, but I think the problem is that
mm,
passivity has always been a thing I struggled with, where
mm,
it's just like, I want this, but God, let your will be done. But
mm.
you want it. If God has said, not said no, why are you not going for it? Like,
Mm,
you want it, like, you want to have a better career. Like, for me, like, I'm
mm,
in a point where, like, okay, I'm trying to figure out my career. Like, I
mhm,
am actually actively trying to think, okay, what next? For the
mm.
first time in my life, I'm thinking of actually going to do a master's program, which is insane because I
That's
don't like
crazy.
school like that. Like,
That's
I'm actually
crazy.
thinking of doing master's program.
That's wild.
It
You know
feels
what
like,
masters in where?
yeah, I mean, by profession, I'm an engineer, but
Oh,
like,
okay, masters in
so
engineering.
I know I have an idea of what kind of program I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more like, okay, there is a form of direction, but it just feels like, okay, I don't think I want to slow down.
What do you mean?
Like like it's just more of like you put in the work.
Mm,
Where it's just like normally for me, I'm just like, oh yeah, I put in small work, that's enough. But it's like I can't do that. It comes a point in your life where you just feel like you just need to like outgrow things, outgrow a certain comfort you had,
mm,
quote unquote, be a man, basically.
mm, mm, mm.
That's how I've
Is
been feeling for a while.
mm. So you feel like you're hmm, hmm. You know, it's interesting, man. Like, cause I feel like when you were talking about just going for things that you want,
Hmm.
um, I feel that, but I feel like kind of in the same place, but like learning a different lesson.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm having to learn to actually like be passive myself, which is interesting because
Hmm.
like I feel like I'm realizing that I have this tendency to, it's like when there's something that I really want,
Hmm.
I almost try to play God and like make sure that like everything is in line to like get it. Like
Hmm.
it's like just controlling things too much,
Yeah.
and so like it's I feel like I have to learn a level of passivity, which is weird, not being in control. Um but I hear what you're saying, like in terms of like not wanting to slow down, because you feel like you're on some momentum and you feel like, you know
I
actually
think
yeah.
I'm just at the point where it's just like I'm going to do the work as much as it depends on me.
Mm,
Like I'm going to do the work as much as it depends on
depends
me.
on you, yeah.
Let it be like, okay, at least I did the work
Mm,
and not questioning myself because I think for me, I look past back at my past
mm,
and I'm just like more like, okay, I was passive, God to do it, God to
passive,
do it. But what
yeah.
was the work you did? What was the thing you put
Mm,
in? Like where was the outcome of where was the
mm,
what's the seed towards the faith that God will do it? That's just
mm.
where I'm at, where it's just like you can't live life just believing that you don't like I think
Vibes
in
and
an
inshallah.
essence you bro, that's it. Vibes and inshallah. Like you can't live a life in which you just feel like you have to just everything will like you can live life knowing that everything will be fine.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah.
But you can't live life to the point where you feel like kisera sera.
Kisera Sera, yeah, whatever will
Like
be, will be.
whatever will be. That's such a passive view on life where it just feels like
Life will happen to you.
life will happen to you and like you allow like put your best foot forward. That's just what it is. Like you cannot live your life in a point where it's just kisera sera, what will be will be. You put your best foot forward,
It is what it is.
you put as much energy into what you put into, and at the end of it all, if it's not what God wants for you, like you will now know that okay, God, I'm giving this to you. Like I commit myself to you already. The word of God says, commit your ways unto him. Proverbs where it says,
And you
commit your
direct your
way,
path,
and he
yeah.
will direct your path.
Yeah.
He says, acknowledge me in all your ways. Like as far as you've acknowledged him, that's the first step. Like you have to just tell him that this is what I'm doing, whatever it is you want to do at hell. Because it comes to a point where it's just like, if I don't do this, I'm just going to start thinking about like I'm just going to be sitting in my house,
Mm,
basically. And that's where I'm at, where it's like it's exhausting
mm,
because I think it's exhausting, but it's basically building my muscle
mm,
because the main things I could not believe that will start. And one thing I've been trying to always like defeat in myself is more like whatever I start, I need to follow through,
finish, yeah, follow
finish.
through and finish, yeah.
Because
You know,
many things people just start and they're halfway through,
mm,
but they started, but
mm,
where's the like
where's the follow through?
where's the follow through?
Mm, mm. That's so good, bro. So many things. There's a quote when you were talking. There's a quote I remember. Somebody said like, "Walk like it depends on you. Pray like it depends on God." I feel like it's so easy for us as Christians a lot of the time, like to forget that like we have a part to play. Like when it comes to like the things that we desire and the things that we want and like the things that we want to achieve. I think we oftentimes conceptualize God as like a genie, where it's like, well, it's funny. It's because like we pray. I was into a podcast like a few weeks ago, like the
Mm-hmm.
Bible Project, and they were talking about the Lord's Prayer, and they're talking
Mm-hmm.
about basically they're just saying like, when we say the Lord's Prayer, Your will be done on earth as it is heaven,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. It's like we're praying all these things like to God, saying May Your will be done. But who are the people that enact God's will on earth as it is in
Us.
heaven? Us. So in a sense, like you're like it's almost what they described on the podcast. It's almost like it's like a group of players going to their coach and saying, "May your dynasty be built in this league. May you be undefeated." And
Mm-hmm.
the coach is there, like, "All right, but who's going to do it? It's not you people. People are playing. If people
That's
want to
it.
make my name great, people are the one playing."
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like we're the ones playing the game when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to like, destiny, the things that we want to achieve, all that kind of stuff. But there's something you said there that was so key to me, which I resonate with very deeply in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
was about like you try your best. And even when you try your best and things don't work out, you just have to accept that, like, you know what, like God wants something better, or there's something else in store
Mm-hmm.
for you, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like this is just not it.
Or it's
Because
not
like
the right time.
it's
Like
not the right.
it's just more of a case of I've always lived life thinking, okay, I need to do step by step and react,
Mm,
and I'm basically just
mm,
like do things one step at a time.
time.
One step at a time, more. In a way, when we say we're trying to trust God, well, actually, people use that way thing to actually control. Because it's like, I don't want to
Eh,
get disappointed, but you know what? I'm just going to
mm,
take one step here, take one step here.
mm, mm,
Okay, okay, I hear you. In a
mm,
way, bro, I just felt convicted. Right? In a way, I think God is asking me to be honest here, where it's like, okay,
mm,
you need to confess this thing to you.
mm,
For me, this is going to sound I like by a degree and profession, I actually am an engineer. But in a way, like I've never actually like felt like one.
mm.
I've never felt the desire or it's not I'm not the person that is bro. Like
You're not alone.
I went to school with people who were actually so
And
excited to be
oh,
an engineer. Like, bro, they're actually like they'll go to class and they are the ones so excited to
mm,
do the work. And when they are doing, bro, I'm gonna lie to anybody. People think that because I graduated with, like all glory to God, I graduated with an outstanding
oh
like
shit,
I actually graduated with a
with
distinction,
distinction.
but the thing
Hey,
is
oh
that
shit, Matters.
people actually sit down and be like, yeah, he knows what he's doing. Guys, I don't know Jack. Like
I feel you.
I absolutely don't know Jack. And that's the one
Mm,
thing that has actually bugged me because I came out of university feeling so like, man, you don't know this. This is not for you.
mm,
But and because of that, I felt like okay, that was not for me. Then I started applying for jobs, nothing came up and
mm,
nothing ever opened. Like I'm still saying it, like nothing ever opened until this year. Something
mm.
opened up for me, but I still don't feel like this is what I want to do. I need to do
Do
more in
yeah.
engineering to build myself. But when I look at my past, at my past and everything,
Mm,
because I didn't like this thing, because I actually didn't put in the work, and I thought God was just going to help me through.
mm,
I don't think I actually got. Like I look back at my past and I'm like, did I really actually put in the work to make sure that this was the way to not go?
whoa.
Like I did.
Whoa.
Like
Whoa.
did I
Stop
put
there.
in the work where it felt like this
Mm,
was the way not to go? And in all honesty, I think
mm,
I didn't. Like I
mm,
actually feel like I didn't. Like I did a couple certifications here and there,
mm,
but every single time I'm telling you, like anytime I was studying engineering for like this was 2020, 2021, 2022. Anytime I tried to study courses and everything, it just felt like my whole system did not want to accept it.
mm,
But in all honesty, I think it was just me just looking for the easy way out,
mm,
where it just feels like, well, I've gotten so many rejections already. This is not going to happen. Like I accepted it
mm,
already. But I
mm,
think the one thing now coming back into it is just more like, okay,
mm,
I need to find a way to make myself stand out. I need to
mm,
put in more work. I need to get more experience. Like I need to actually make it known that, bro, you studied for 5 years in university. If this is not the way to go, let it be that you did not, let it be that it wasn't just end of story, but let it be that you actually,
True.
like, everyone can see the proof that the work was there,
Mm,
that I put the work down, that we have the paper, and plus another thing, engineering pays me money, man. I'm looking for money. I said at the
that's
beginning
true,
of the year,
bro.
like, it pays me money. I'm not even gonna lie to anybody.
Facts.
Like I have my passions and desires, but man, let's be honest. Sometimes, like,
Gotta pay the bills.
bro, you're not gonna pay your bills with $1 and a dream, bro. You're
Yeah,
not. You're
exactly. Your
actually
dreams.
not. You're like, I'm being very honest with you guys. At the start of you trying to chase your passions and everything, you're not gonna pay that with your bills. Like, I have a passion. Okay,
Put your dream
your
into
water bill is
practice.
open. Your water bill is going high, bro. Like, economy is hard. I'm not, and I'm not trying to
Obviously.
downplay anybody's dreams or anything, but
Nah.
there comes a time where it's more about, like, okay,
It's pragmatic.
you have to be, bless you. That's the word. You have to be pragmatic and just understanding that, okay, this seems like the best way for me to get where I need to be. Because again, one thing you once told me was a job, a career is just a means to
Means
sponsor
for
the
an
life
bro.
you want. And that
Calling you,
simplifies my life where it's just like, oh, that's it. Like, it's just to be able to give me the life that I want.
bro.
Like, it breaks it down to the point of that, and that helps to just be so full. Like, okay. So that's the thing. Like, I'm more putting in a work into engineering. Like, I work in an
Mm,
engineering firm, but now I'm even looking towards how I can build this. Like, now, all of a sudden, back in here, I'm actually thinking, okay, this is where I wanted to be. Like, when I got into engineering, I knew there was a pathway I wanted to go forward. God reminded
mm,
me of, okay, this is what you wanted to do. How is this
mm,
going to work? Like, I'm literally like, there's a plan on the table for the first time in a long time. So it's just more about, like, I think the one thing here is that if you don't try, you would never know sometimes.
mm.
And I think that's one thing people need to know. Like, if you live life just
Ah,
dipping
bro.
your toes into the water and be like, is it cold? Is it hot? Can I dive in?
Jump.
Sometimes you just have to jump and be like, bro.
Have to jump.
And one thing I have told myself is that this is like, when I make a choice, it's like, this is life I chose. You have to own your choices and be like, bro, in the end of it all, when anybody wants to say that, okay, I said, yes, I did it. Did it work? Because I think for my peace sake and for just general peace sake, just
Yeah.
understanding that, bro, you're doing this just to end up, just to show that, okay, this could work or this will. And the thing is that, in a way, like, I'm actually glad that I'm back here because it doesn't,
Mm,
it made me feel like, okay, I'm not that dumb.
mm,
I'm not dumb. I'm just
mm.
not, I have no understanding because, bro, I used to go to
Yeah.
class and I used to feel so dumb and I'll see people asking questions.
Mm.
Like, I will be so, like, I have no idea what, like, it felt like gibberish. My brain was scattered, but I think that time,
Yeah.
what's going on. I probably, in a way, I think it was just me just not having, I'm not going to lie with it. I think it was just ADHD at that point after
Yeah.
knowing my diagnostics and everything. But it
Wait,
was just,
Funky. One
what's up?
sec. Let me plug my laptop because I'm actually about to die.
All right. I will just take a break here, okay?
Yeah, let's take a
All
break.
right.
All right, one sec.
All right, we're back, guys. So, like, I
Sorry.
was, no problem. It's still mechanical issues. Everyone still has that. So, like I was saying, I think it's just a point where it's just more about just
Try.
try.
Yeah.
Like, I think life is such a, like, I think we're so in a hurry to actually just be reach a destination, but
Hmm.
we're actually not doing anything. Where it's just like, I'm a thinker, I don't do. And that's the one thing I think this year has really taught me, where it's just like, you have to start doing. Just do it,
Just
and
do
just
it,
do it.
Nike.
Nike and bro, and in the end of it all, like, I think I just came to a point where it's just like, God, I'm going to do it.
Mm.
Help me. And if this doesn't work, I will come back. I will actually, I know you will help me. And in the end of it all, like, I will get something from this. Like, I'm not, nothing is ever wasted on like, in the kingdom.
Mm.
Like, nothing is actually ever wasted. So the one thing is just not living a life of just passivity. Like, I get what you're saying in that we try to control how things should be and how it is, but until the point where you see that God is saying that, okay, this is not the way to
Okay.
go,
Yep.
you actually have to
Try.
keep trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you sit down and just my whole idea of life was just always being like, God, I'm not sure if I should do it. This is a problem. And I'm like, you know what, God, here, I'm doing it. Whatever it is, in the end of it all, you're right here with me.
Mm.
If I need to, if this is not the way to go, life will show me, you will show me. Like everything will eventually fall into place. And I am willing to humble myself and say, all
This
right,
is I messed
this
up.
is not the way. Because if I like, I think that's the thing. Like I said it before on live, it's like in life before on one of our pods where it was just like, we don't do things because we are scared of failing.
Mm.
And that's where I am, where it's just my mindset
Mm.
has just been like,
Mm.
bro, you can't, like, you can't not live life without accepting that
Mm.
failures will be made. Like,
Mm.
you put in the work. Like, I'm being very honest, guys. Like, this is so honest about how it is for me. It's just like,
Mm.
I'm at the point where it's just putting your best foot, putting everything you have. And if you have to work back on it, God is still right there. Like
Mm.
you would like no nothing is wasted, no time is wasted. You are going to be fine.
Mm.
But the one thing is you don't want to live a life where you just don't try.
Don't try. Mm.
Bars.
Nah, for real, man. Like, like I remember I was watching this, the whole Transformation Church, like Crazy Faith
Mm-hmm.
series.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, like a lot of these things comes down to two things: faith
Mm-hmm.
versus fear. Faith versus
Mm-hmm.
fear, right? You know, it's said popularly that the opposite of fear, or the opposite of faith, is not doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It's fear. I mean, I've messed that up, Sha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I messed that up. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
basically, like the opposite of faith is fear, right? Because like, man, I've been feeling this like a lot. It's like, man, God punished the devil for fear, honestly, because like fear is literally like what cripples us so much, man. What cripples
Mm-hmm.
me so much, bro. Like, and the devil weaponized that thing like a bastard. But like, it takes faith, man. It really takes faith to pursue the things that you want to pursue. And in the transformation, I remember there was a sermon. I think Mike Todd preached was
Mm-hmm.
maybe faith.
Maybe yeah. The 50%, 50
Yeah.
for 51.
Yep. Like you just have to try. You just have to try. And like because a lot of times we think about like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if it does? What if it does? But you have to try. Like it's literally on a maybe. Like, bro, and honestly, I feel as though like even if you step out on a maybe,
Mm-hmm.
but you can at the end of it, it's like 100% say to yourself, I know from the jump I tried my best
Mm-hmm.
and I put in as much as I could and I did what was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it didn't work out. At least I can live with that and that peace. That's saying this thing working out, at least I can say it's not me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can just accept that like maybe this is not just what God wanted. Bro, trust me, there's so much peace in like at the end of something that doesn't work out, being like, I tried 100%. This didn't work out. That means this is beyond me. It literally takes so much pressure off you. It's beyond me. Like it's
Yeah.
obvious. It's not me. I can 100% stand before God and say, God, I tried. I tried. I put in the work. I did what was necessary. I fought. But this thing still didn't go my way. So that just means you didn't want it to happen. And that's fine.
People need to learn to fail.
Oh, bro.
And I
Bro.
think the one thing is that, like, even in every aspect of life, whether it be career, relationships,
Hmm.
work,
Anything.
trying new things, you
Anything.
have to give yourself a pat of the back. Like, people always say, "Oh, I failed in this." I'm just like, just give yourself a pat of the back that
You
yes, you
tried.
failed, but you did tried. It is not participation medals, but if you know deep down you gave all,
Hmm.
you gave your best foot. Trust me, that does not go to waste because eventually
Mm,
you will grieve not what not happened. Like, don't
mm.
get me wrong, it's not just like, oh
It's not
yeah,
like,
but
oh,
my
I failed.
yeah, yeah. Oh well, you grieve what happened, like, but at the end of it all, you will come to a point where it's just like, well, I did what I did and it's done. You'll be able to live with the decision of like,
Yeah,
well, I tried.
yeah.
And that's where a lot of people need to get to, especially in doing things in just
Mm,
because trust me, I think someone told me is like you don't want to live your life up to the point just looking back at what I didn't do.
don't live
You
in
don't want
regrets.
you don't want to live your life in a place of I wish I did
Regrets.
that. I
No,
wish I
bro.
did that. I wish I didn't do that. Like I wish I tried something. Like because
Mm,
at some point you're just gonna get tired. You're just gonna be like, you're gonna
mm,
live a life where you're just like, had I known. Obviously, God can restore, bring
mm,
opportunities, but it's just a point of like
mm,
allowing yourself to understand that you will try, fail, God still catches you. Like
mm,
it's just more about, and the thing is that trust me, whatever you learn, whatever you gain
mm,
from a situation or like whatever you do,
mm.
it's not lost. It's
At
not
all.
fail.
At
It is
all. It's not in
it is
forgiveness.
still tangible because you will carry that
Mm,
with yourself in your life. It will teach you good lessons.
mm,
It will teach you what to do better. It would even transfer into other areas of your life. It will fully transfer into other areas of your life, but it's one thing if you don't even do anything. Like
bro.
you learn pay like for me in relationships, you learn patience, you learn how to
Mm,
deal with people better. For me now in engineering, I'm just like, oh, this is what it means. But I think it's just more about like I have to try. There was this video by Pep Guardiola where it was just like, I'm not the genius, so it's just I can't quite remember
mm,
this. It's just like he said, if something sometimes comes easy, he doesn't really want it because
mm.
here's the thing: the best work of this thing. Obviously, I'm not saying everything has to be hard in life, but it was just like more like the emphasis of to try, and you go again to try.
Mm,
Like we just live life, just living in a point where we've not. And sometimes I think God just laughs. I'm just like, bro, like you're just not doing anything.
mm.
You're calling me, trusting me, but you're not doing anything.
But you're on the sidelines.
You're the sidelines. You're like, God, I love you. I trust you. You can do like yeah, I'm
Once
made
I
for
get on the
more.
pitch.
I'm made for more. I'm made to do great things. God has created me. I'm a perfect workmanship. Okay, those are truths. But tangibility can never ever be like tangibility is a real thing where it needs to be
Mm,
shown. Obviously, it may not be in the way we want it to. It may not be in like the way we imagine things to be. But it's just
mm,
more. It's just much better to know that the work is done.
mm, mm. It's like, bro. I don't know why soccer analogy is coming. This is your field house, but like I'm
Hmm.
like imagine like it's like yeah, like a coach and players on the bench, and like the
Hmm.
players like it's like, coach, I'm a baller. I can like put me like I can change this game if I wanted to. Like,
Hmm.
coach, I can do something here, and the coach like, okay, take off your jacket, enter the picture. Like, coach, no, I don't know, man. Like the grass isn't slick enough. They didn't water it, or
Hmm.
like, it's kind of like, bro. Like, but the coach is like, bro, you've been chatting and you've been saying all these things. Get in, but you're like, it's fair, man. Bro, it's honestly fair. Like, and for real, the devil is a bastard, man. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just really on that point on like, there's so much peace, like that you
Hmm.
get in yourself. I think it helps you even move on from failure
Yep.
even better when you know
Faster.
that like you put in the work.
Because it's
Like,
not like because if you go around thinking if you did your best or if any, but if you know that, bro, I tried,
mm,
I did the work, I did my
you can move
certifications,
on quick.
like, and nothing is still do. Are you just like, ah, well, I guess that's it. Like,
Yeah,
there's
like
nothing.
it is
There's
what it
not.
really is what it is.
Like if you've reached the end of yourself, there's a point where it says you've reached the end of yourself, and you just come to God and you're like, that's why I think reaching the end of yourself is not really a bad thing
No.
when it means because it just comes to a point where it's just like I'm not like I'm not God, like I'm not the end all be all, but
Mm,
that's the thing. It's like God said, "My grace is sufficient for
for
you
you.
because He works well in our weaknesses."
Weaknesses, yep.
But if we're strong all the time and but we don't reach that end of ourselves,
Mm,
where does God's grace
where do we
come into?
find God?
Because that's one thing I even had to realize. Someone told me that because of like I was explaining my engineering situation of how I didn't feel good, and the person was like, maybe that's just God just calling you just to actually rely on Him. Because if I could do it by myself in my own power, I wouldn't need God.
Mm,
Like I won't need God because I can do this on my own. Obviously, you will still call on God, but you won't need God fully. You will just be like, well, this is by my strength. I have the gift. I can do it easily. But maybe that's just that gap where you feel like you can do it
mm,
is where God comes in because that's where His grace is sufficient for you.
sufficient, yeah. Mm, mm, bro. Hmm. I don't know, man. I'm just like there's so much. I'm realizing it more and more, man. Like
It's
I
healing.
feel
Like it's just it's
it,
free. That's the freedom.
it's
That's the sense of
freedom.
freedom. That's the
It's
freedom you
free.
have.
It's freedom, bro. Like because I can think of like a lot of things in my life where like I like have lived in that place of regret. You know, because I'm just like, if I did this or if I did that, or I feel like one of the biggest things for me is honestly, it's almost like you said, it's like school. Like I in myself know, like if I actually put in the work that was necessary while I was in university, I would have probably been valedictorian. I've, I'm so confident in myself.
Yeah.
I would have been
Yeah.
valedictorian, but I didn't. I coasted. To be honest, I still did well. Though, still graduated with distinction, but I
Same.
coasted.
I coasted.
I
And
coasted,
I
but
and I think that's what God had to show me where it's just like,
mm,
brother, you didn't oh my God.
mm,
That feels like a realization in this moment. But it just brother, you coasted through school, you didn't put in the work, you didn't research, you had no idea what you're doing. You think I'm gonna throw into something you don't know. Obviously, like they will still train you, but it's
mm,
just more
mm,
like the Bible says, seest thou a man diligent in his work, he shall stand before kings and not before men.
mm.
There comes a time of favor, and but favor with work is very important. Like it's
Oh, that's the
it's
secret
not
sauce.
it's not just it's
Mm,
not just like people always think God will always be the one to grant us because again, He's the one that grants us good success. Let's be honest, we all
mm-hmm.
know that. But I think we forget that we play a big part more than we
Yeah,
think.
bro.
We play a big part in that. I don't think God does not see work.
Mm,
I don't think God. Sorry, I don't think God. I don't. I don't think. No, that's right. I don't think God does not see work
yeah,
because He does.
yeah.
Because even to basically kill your flesh every day is work. Even to
It's work.
basically, it's all work. It's not just God's grace and everything. Like God eventually will do His miracles. He will do signs and wonders,
Mm,
and He still wants to do the work because again, like some things come easy for you, but the easier the thing comes for you, it's just going to be like, ah well, easy.
mm, mm,
You're never actually going to actually thank God. That's why sometimes God actually holds back blessings where it's just like, if I give you this thing freely, you're not actually going to remember me because it came easy
mm,
to you. That's one thing one person told me after where it was just like, wow, this is crazy. I don't know why God is bringing back out. One person came to me like a word of knowledge when I was like searching for a job like 2, 3 years ago, where it's just like, I'm building you inside. The thing is that things have so come easy to you.
mm,
Like you've had the best life for yourself.
mm,
But the thing is that if I give you this thing easily,
mm,
you're not going to know the value of it.
mm, mm,
And which is crazy because it's coming back to that Guardiola quote. Pep Guardiola is a coach in soccer, but he basically said this is that when it comes easy to me, I don't want it. But the effort you know deep down yourself where you've put in the work and you've tried,
mm,
that's the one you say yes.
mm,
And all glory to God as well too, because indeed God helps you in that.
mm,
But that's the thing with basically, yeah.
mm, mm. There's, bro. There's, man. There's so much value in hard work, man. I don't know why. Like maybe as believers, sometimes like I think we're so fortunate, and I think about like honestly, you're so right in what you said in terms of like things coming easy, and because things are coming easy, like you feel like you don't need to like put as much work. I know for myself, definitely, like I've relied a lot, and I think this was coming outside of university, realizing how much I'd relied on my intellect, how much I'd relied on just like my natural giftings to get me through life. And I feel like it takes you living in a form of regret. And this is something that I always say. Um, Regrets, while it's a terrible, it's not terrible is a strong word. It's an unwanted emotion, but like if you flip regret on its head, it can be an incredible motivator.
100%.
Like you can take your regrets from like, dang, I wish I had done this, to be like, bro, I don't want to experience this feeling ever again.
100%.
Literally, I feel like that was what spurred me to like go on my weight loss transformation. Cause bro, for so many times, like I would start going to the gym, like while I was still overweight, and then I'll stop. And then a few weeks will go by and I'll be like, crap, imagine what I would be if I kept on going. Oh man, imagine what I would be if I kept on going. And then I'll start again. And then I'll end after like 2 weeks. And I'm like, and then like 4 weeks will pass, a month will pass. I'm like, dang, imagine if I kept on going. And it got to the point where I was like, bro, I'm tired of imagining. I'm tired of imagining what would have been. I'm just going to do. And like, you know what? Like, I don't know, man. It can be so like turning your regrets into like like using it as motivation can be so powerful, man. And like I feel like I have to touch on like the whole like failure thing because I remember I think I shared it on like an episode on the pod like a while ago. Like the truth is that like the only way that we can actually learn is through failure. Like the only way that we can actually like learn is by failing. Like I think a lot of the time like we want to like um we always want to be validated in having the right answer and validated in in like saying that we know this or we did this. But the honest truth to God is that like you being validated or you like being always in the know and being safe, you're not growing and you're not learning. Like you need failure to test you and to test your limits and to test your knowledge and to test what you actually know and to test your capacity. So like failure like in itself, like yes, it sucks. Like you like especially if it's something that you've tried your best in and you put your best foot forward. Yeah, it will suck when things don't work out. It'll suck when you fail. Like yes, you need to grieve, what could have been and what should have been and what you wish to have happened. But you are going to come out of that situation wiser. You're going to come out of that situation more knowledgeable. You're going to come out of that
Stronger.
situation stronger, more informed. So yes, it sucks. And there's two people in this camp. Like there's like the person who's tried their best, and then there's a person who maybe hasn't, and like they're living in the failure, right? But the same lesson applies. By virtue of failing, you are eventually going to be a stronger person. Now, to save yourself from the stress and the delay in the grieving and like consoling yourself, put your best foot forward. Put your best foot forward. So at least when you fail, you can get up on your feet and try the next thing. Like,
That's
cause like,
just
bro,
it.
we can't be living in delay, man. We can't, man. There's life to live. There's purpose to achieve, purpose to fulfill. Like, so put your best foot forward. Try your best, but move
I
like
feel,
God, like, bro. Sorry.
bro, no, you're right. I feel like something that just came to my mind is like there is joy
Mm,
and what you desire on the other side of trying.
mm, mm,
It may not come out in the way you want it,
exactly what I'm
but
saying.
there's still joy because you're going to take things for the rest of your life, man. I think when I see older people, like there's just especially people who have, let's say, they've seen it all. We've
Yep.
seen it all, basically them, where they're just like you see a sense of like, I'm not stressing. You see a sense of like, what is this
Mm.
one doing? Like it's not that deep. You see a sense of like, we've
Mm.
been there, done that. Like you see a sense of understanding and wisdom. You see a sense of like, I don't
Mm.
know how I don't know the right word, but you just see a sense of
Yeah.
peace
Is
all around understanding where they just live life
peace is the word.
as if like, well, it is what it is. We've gone through this before, like,
Yep.
and they end up teaching you more. Where it's just like, don't worry, it's not like you will come out of this way better than you think. But it's just more like I ask myself, if these people did not try, would they be saying these things?
Bro.
Like, it's such a weird conundrum to actually see that it's the people. This is so funny.
Mm.
I think in a way, I'm even going to bring this back to like parents and everything. Like
I was
the most
actually thinking about that, man.
the most controlling parents are the parents that they didn't really
Try.
try. That's the
Yep.
one thing I can say.
Yep.
The most controlling parents are the ones that didn't really try.
Hmm.
Like in a way, I don't know. Let me use my mom for instance. My mom has lived her life. She's done whatever she needed to do, and the one thing she always says was that I did not want any of you to basically not go through life not seeing every aspect of life, not just seeing one side, not just seeing the easy side. Bro, at some point, like there was a time when my mom used to tell us, like, bro, you want to go somewhere, enter bus, like back in Nigeria. You want to go and do what you need to do. My dad is a pamperer. He always pamper us, like, bro. I like he doesn't. I know he doesn't joke with his children. That's his own. That's how it is. But like, he's very overprotective in all in his ways. But the thing is that with my mom is that I see a sense of freedom in that, bro. Like, life is meant to be lived because if you don't see the every side of life, you're going to be so straitjacketed. You will lack empathy. You will lack
Yep.
understanding. You will lack a lot of things. You will lack social cues. You lack different measures of life, which are very, very
Mm.
vital for you as a person and in your
Mm.
growth. So the essence of trying is actually just knowing that in the end of it all, you come out better. You'll be good.
Better, yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying go wild, go crazy. I'm not saying that. I'm just more in tune with the fact that there's joy in actually trying.
In trying. Bro, you're so bro, I was going to say, like, I feel like I talked to my dad about like things like regarding like, um like in the past where I've spoken to my dad about um like relationships and all that kind of stuff. And
Hmm.
like the thing used to shock me the way my dad just used to like console me. Because the
Hmm.
guy would literally be like, well, it is what it is. And I'm like, guy, like, can you help me like process? Like, let's talk. Like,
Hmm.
what's this? It is what it is attitude. But he's like, honestly, son, it really is what it is. Like, it's like it's what you're talking about in terms of like people who are older, like they just have that like they just have a certain peace
Hmm.
about things where it's just like, bro, like we've seen what this journey looks like. Like
Hmm.
it's you don't need to stress like that. Like
Hmm.
life, literally, life is to be lived.
Yeah.
Like and that sounds like a very lofty idea, and it sounds very like up and down, and like it sounds very
On Christian.
um unchristian and whatnot. But like part of life is really experiencing all the emotions, man. Like it's part of living is like the happy times, but it's also the sad times.
Hmm.
It's going on that. I don't want to say roller coaster because it's not like our lives should be like this constant. Man, you go on this huge high and then like your lows are
Hmm.
extremely low.
Hmm.
Like I think of it almost like because I'm a chemical engineer, so like you think of like like a trend for like a
Mm-hmm.
certain data points. For like example, let's say you're tracking temperature of
Mm-hmm.
some equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a set point that you want that temperature to be at. Let's say like
Mm-hmm.
35 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
The actual trend for that won't be 35 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get 37, sometimes you get 30,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you get 32, sometimes you
Yeah.
get like
Yeah.
38,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's fine. As
Mm-hmm.
long as you're averaging around like the set points.
Yeah.
The problem is now when you're like set point is 35, but you're at like 10,
Mm-hmm.
or
You
you're at
drop
like
lower.
lower, or you're at like 60.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that is what is unchristian like,
Mm-hmm.
but like part of living is embracing like you're not always going to be at that like you're not always going to be at the ideal.
Bro, never. Not
Never,
always.
never, and like that means like you have to accept your failures, as like just kind of literally just moments in the journey.
Could you see if you can turn on the camera because we just got a clip here and it's
Bro,
hurting me that we can't get one.
we, yeah, we're back. Yeah, so basically what I was saying was like life is basically like embracing the failures in life is literally just like kind of accepting those moments like on this journey where you're not at the ideal, but like also knowing that like it's like life is still moving forward. Like your failures don't need to define the rest of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to define your destiny. They don't need to define what happens from here. You can literally just see them as like literally. This is one of the great things, bro. I can't wait to like. So I'm heading back to like the plant to work.
Mm-hmm.
In next month. I love being at the plants because there's so many lessons for life that you learn just from watching like a process, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do for work. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
literally just like you look at a process, you identify issues and you try to solve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like it's almost like a metaphor for life. Literally, like if we have like an anomaly in like back to the temperature example, let's say we had like our set point is 35 but you have a 60-degree reading. You can either just like allow things to run and allow like your whole process to go to crap, or you can be like, what happened there?
Hmm.
What was the cause? How do we fix it? You make a plan, you fix it, you move forward back on track.
That's why in hospitals they have what they call it's not A&R. Like when someone dies, they actually go into the um like a room and
Oh, I know
everybody.
what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I've forgotten the right word, but
Yeah,
basically it's like when someone dies, they actually do a review of what is happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause like, bro, like it literally like using that example of like, like temperature and all that kind of stuff. Literally, like there's this is my favorite quote. I have it on my wall as part of my personal mission statement. But I feel like it simplifies life so much for me.
Mm,
There are two primary it's by an author or a writer called Dennis Waitley.
mm-hmm,
And I think it's a guy. He says there are two primary choices in life. Number one, to accept conditions as they exist.
mm,
Or number two, accept the responsibility of changing them. Literally in life, there's only two things you need to do. You can either accept things as they are,
mm-hmm,
you can accept your failures as like, bro, I'm a failure. This is my identity from now on. I didn't
mm-hmm.
succeed in this thing. Or you can accept the responsibility of changing things and changing your circumstance and doing something, right? And so oftentimes, like when it comes to like back to what we are talking about at the beginning, like in terms of like just trying and just like whatever, you can either live in that place where it's like, well, I guess I want to do this thing, but like I don't feel comfortable, or like I don't know, like I just want to play it safe. You can either stay there or you can accept the responsibility for saying, at least I'm going to do something. I'm going to put myself out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put myself out there because I'm going to learn more. Bro, there's so many things in this life that I've started that I failed in. But I can speak confidently and say, it's not like I've achieved anything in my life. By the grace of God, I will achieve great things in this life. But I can
Amen.
confidently say that like I am the person I am because of my failures. Bro, I started an engineering blog website with my friend. Like we thought that we'd be making bank like $1,000 a month. Guy, the most we make is like the most we made in a day is like $1 a day or something from our website, which is nothing. It's absolute peanuts. But we
Mm-hmm.
tried. We actually like tried. We hired,
Mm-hmm.
and bro, let me tell you how much of an endeavor this was. We hired writers. We like interviewed writers. We would have people send test articles. We paid these people money. Sometimes I think we paid someone about $600 or so for an article. Did we make our return on investment? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. But like we put ourselves out there. We have like a blog that like if you search some certain search terms in Google, we'll show up as the first people there. Even though we didn't succeed financially, we proved something to ourselves. We proved something to ourselves that like if we actually wanted to do something, we could.
Yep.
We could.
You follow through.
We like if we had the right strategy and the right plan, and if God's favor just was like the secret sauce on there, we could have absolutely done something. But like we would if we didn't try and fail, because we failed. Like to be very in a very practical sense, we failed. We did not recover our money. Like we have not made our money back. Our
Do you know
website is not.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're right. And you know one thing that's coming to my mind because even like as I've been talking about the money thing as well too, bro. Paying for stuff when you don't know is hard. But if there's one thing I've done this year is that I'm grateful to God that I when I start thinking too much of how I'm going to pay, I do it immediately.
Mm,
Because that just helps me feel like, you know
I
what, I
like
have to do
that.
it.
I like
Like
that.
like I don't want to like I will find a way. That's just my own idea because if I don't try, and the way I see it is that well, this is just an investment. It's every investment you put
Mm,
into yourself. And I think money might be a barrier plenty people are stopping. I'm not saying don't go crazy, like basically.
yeah.
I'm just saying like if you can save up a few bucks here and there, if you
Mm,
can do something about it,
mm,
it depends on you. Like you have to just money is a barrier. Plenty people say that, but there's the thing. Like you have to start from somewhere.
yep.
Like you really have to start from somewhere. I have had so many complaints about not doing the portfolio, and I'm grateful to God. All glory to God that I've even come this far. Because
Mm,
at some point this year, I was just like, man, I wanted to just not be able to do
mm,
it, but having the person who can design it and everything that helped
mm.
a lot because I could not I can't design a website for nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, but
Yeah.
just putting in because sometimes people think it's just energy. People think it's just hard work, but sometimes it's just money that you just need to
It's
put in.
money, man.
It's just finances, it's just resources, it's just time. It's just those things are investments. And I can guarantee you nothing is ever wasted on this earth.
At all.
Romans 8:28, all, not some,
All
but all
things
for those who are in Christ, all.
called according
Because
to his purpose. Yeah.
it's really like bro, I have so many certifications in soccer that I put my money into. And I'm like,
Mm,
I can bring out my resume, I can put it on the table in front of people, and
mm,
they're like, how? But I
mm,
know I put in the work back then. And it's not like I had a job, but because I knew I had an intention here.
mm,
And it just kind of showed me that's the same attitude when I'm putting it in this point where it's just like, oh, I need to buy this thing, I need to pay for this course, I need to do I'm like, once I start thinking, oh, how am I going to pay for this?
mm,
I just look at my bank, I'll look at my budget and be like, you
mm,
know what? This 150, this
mm,
70, you will multiply it one day
mm,
if you do this thing.
mm.
And even if you don't, God will make a way. Because I think God sees those things. It's faith. It's faith in my own head where I'm just
It's
doing
faith,
because
bro.
it's really, really faith. And
It's really
if
faith,
people
man.
don't see that side of understanding that you put your money into this thing, you put your time, you put your resources,
Yep.
quick success doesn't work.
At all. Quick success ain't it, man.
Like if it comes easy to you, sometimes it can be
Bro.
taken easily.
You'll lose it
Easy come,
easily. Easy
easy
go.
go. Shout out Prophet Bruno Mars. Basically, that's just how it is.
It's
Like
facts.
it's just It's easy. It's sweeter when you know you've put the work in.
Working, bro.
Like you know, you did down your chest where it's just like, well, I tried. It worked. It didn't work. You can go to bed at night not thinking about what ifs.
Bro. Bro, and now like all these cliches that people used to say, they're just suddenly making sense to me about like life really is about the journey, man.
Mm-hmm.
It really is about the journey, man. Like, cause like what makes the destination sweet is the journey. It
Yeah.
really is. And that's it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. I feel like finally, like in my life, God is like, just chill, bro. Just chill. You'll be all right. Don't worry. All this one, it will be story. It will be
It's
sweet.
just story, it's just something to laugh about in the
This is your
future, bro.
story. Right now, this is your story. Right now, you're just in the middle of the storybook. That's what's happening right now. You're just in the middle of the storybook, which is wild. That's wild.
I don't want
Yeah.
to make it long, but that's where
Yeah.
we're going to end
That's
today.
yeah.
I guess God had a plan. I think He just kind of spoke to me in a lot of things where He's just like, I got convicted on some past, and
Mm.
I know this is for someone out there. Like this is
It's
definitely a
for
word
me,
for
man.
someone. You won't know if you don't try.
Mm. Mm.
Sometimes you won't know if you don't try.
Mm.
In fact, oftentimes you won't know if you don't try. That's just
True.
it. So I guess that's where we're gonna end. Since you're the host, you're gonna be the person to round up.
Who's host, man? Please, this host, this thing, man. I'm gonna have to delegate this responsibility to somebody
Why?
else, bro. Man, it's not easy. I won't lie.
It's not
I,
easy, bro. Like
it's really
having different people, it's not easy. Like
some,
writing and all those kind of
sometimes I
things.
don't even know what to be talking about, man. I just like vibe, and I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I need to. This is besides the point. Just sit down and just figure out. And we might need to chat honestly, because like I really want to
Hmm.
like just really define the vision for it. Well, there's a vision for
There's a
release
vision already, or
that
now.
we share, but like just how this new direction kind of you know ties into that, right? But anyhow,
Hmm.
Sha, like, well, I don't know. I hope everybody enjoyed this, man. This episode was kind of like perspire to aspire to perspire.
Bro, exactly, bro. Yeah, but in the end of it all, it's just it is. Although I said not every time, obviously, not every time, like, but more often than not,
Yeah,
you won't know if you don't try.
you
That's
will know
just the
if
truth.
you don't try, man. And
You
the
won't.
devil's just remember the devil's a bastard for real. Like
One hundred percent,
it's fear that's keeping you. Try, do it. What will happen if you fail? At least you can go on with your chest and say, I tried, Sha.
bro.
Like
That's just it.
the truth is that and the people who are talking to you, they didn't try. That's why they are talking. Because
That's what critics do.
the people who actually tried will celebrate you.
They
Just
will
keep that in
understand
mind.
you,
They will understand you.
and maybe
So
sometimes when you try, it's just to help people who would be in the same shoes in the future.
exactly. Bro,
Because it's not everything that God calls you to that will be a success. I feel
bro,
like people don't understand that people will call you, God will call you to certain things, and it would
you
quote
fail.
unquote fail
God will teach
in
you through your
human
fail,
eyes. God will
bro.
teach you through your failures, where it's just like it's not everything that I call you to that will be fail, that will
Will
be
be
success in man's eyes. It could be the success that God wants for you is what's doing in
something
you.
else. Oh.
What you are going to gain from this, the
Mm.
knowledge, the desires, what you're
Ooh.
going, that same knowledge that you gain from that
Ooh.
process is what you're going to help people one day. So,
That's a word.
but again, it won't happen if you don't try.
That's a word right there. Pin that. All right, we're done. Pin that. Pin
Thank you
that,
guys
man.
for listening to another episode of Release. Continue to check, subscribe. All our
YouTube,
information,
Spotify, all the
YouTube,
things.
Spotify. Everyone asks for video podcasts. This is available every single week.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's available.
it's
Uh,
available.
it's available there on YouTube. You can search at Release. That's you have to
Podcast.
type it at Release
Release
Podcast. That's the
podcast.
@
Yeah,
Release Podcast. No,
podcast.
no space. You find us on YouTube there. Same on
Yeah,
Spotify. You can do Release. You'll find it there easily. Apple Podcasts as well too, and
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much normal
Also,
things.
yeah. Website as well. Live. We have a website. We have we'll be having blogs on there at some point soon.
We have a
Um,
contributor who is going to come live soon on that as well
yeah,
too.
so
So
more to look forward to.
mhm.
Um, yeah, and we just hit 2.5k plays on release, which is
Overall,
yeah,
it's
which is
amazing.
big, which is big. That's crazy. I'm probably
That's
like half.
crazy.
I probably have half those plays to be honest, but
You're probably like half of those plays.
yeah.
Oh, good thought. No, people love good thoughts, man.
No,
People
no,
use
no.
good.
I mean, like me, I listen to our podcast like that much.
I don't know how he does that, but that's good. That's good.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's just that's where we are at.
that's
Thank you guys
big.
for
Yeah,
listening once more. We appreciate it. I know people love the
the girly
the girly
takeover.
girly pop takeover.
Yeah,
they almost kicked us off the job, but that was
honestly,
amazing as well.
people say they
So
want them back. So who knows, man?
they're gonna be back
They'll be
very
back.
soon
They'll be
for
back. They'll
sure.
be back.
But life, everyone has their own lives
True.
and endeavors to go through. So basically, but thank you guys once again. I appreciate it. Thank God that we made it here because we were about to cancel an hour ago, but God knew what He was doing. So thank you guys once again. Appreciate it. One love. See you.
God bless
We
you.
love you, but
God loves you more.
peace
Peace.
out.